everyone. Welcome to the Thop Debate session. Sangi is not able to join, so let us start the session with the invocation. I request everyone to close your eyes while I'm reciting our invocation. This is who we are. We are a team, talented, energetic, astonishing mindsets. We can do anything and everything. We talk, we care, we respect each other. We see beauty in everything. We are connected by hearts and driven by values. We celebrate each other. We provide value to each other. We take ownership in everything we do. We have freedom to make mistakes. We learn as we go. We are mad to make a difference. We love disruptive ideas. We make impossible things possible. We are strong to question the creation. We believe in dreaming big. If we do not dare to dream big, are we really living? Why be ordinary when we can be extraordinary? We should be driven by our goals, not by egos. We can do it, we will do it. Let us not hope for the best. Let us be the best. This is who we are. Thank you, everyone. So, Chandananna, would you like to introduce the topic and go ahead?
Sure. Okay. 1 second. Thank you, Dipti, for the introduction and reciting our invocation. Okay. Topic for today's Thop Debates event is: should there be a universal basic income
1 second,
for all?
1 second, Chandan. If anyone wants to, you know, write, do a summary of today's uh, discussion, then do it. This can be a good blog on your LinkedIn profile. So think about that.
Yes, sir. Uh, Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. 1 second. I want to repeat. The topic for today's Thop Debate event is: should there be a universal basic income for all citizens or not? So I will be talking on I agree with universal basic income, and Nikhilanna will talk opposite to universal basic income. And if any participants are willing to join us, we are okay. We are happy. So Nikhilanna, do you want to talk first, or can I?
Maybe you can start. I can start coming up with the next opposite part. Or shall I proceed?
That's great. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Oh, so universal basic income. So this let us understand the Wikipedia or basic what it is. So universal basic income UBI is a social welfare proposal in which all citizens of a given population regularly receive guaranteed income in the form of unconditional transferable payment. So it's like you get some amount from the government or something like that every month. So UBI. When the first point I would like to raise is when everyone gets money, I think people start becoming,
Yeah, without working.
yes. So I feel the first point I think why I disagree is like when we give free money, I think people start becoming lazy. They don't prefer working. So this is the first point I would like to raise. Yeah, Chandan.
Uh, uh, I definitely feel. Firstly, thank you for explaining about UBI and then uh, coming with a question. Yeah, I definitely don't feel about it because why do we only feel money is the uh, or the competition between everyone? Like, no, like uh, people will start working if they have money also. Uh, some people will do really well, like really do some miracles with the money they have. They create more, and the people beside them who are not working, look at them and see, array, they are using money in such a right way, and they are enjoying their life, and they're creating a beautiful life. So why don't I do the same way? Why don't I have a misery life? Uh, they might think in this way, like, yeah. And the coming my thoughts regarding why UBI is important for the society is, see, everyone, most of them in this world, just doing tasks for the sake of money rather than uh, what they want to do, like what they want to do for their dreams. Most of the population, maybe many just do for money to sustain. So if the sustaining part is taken care, then everyone will start working on their dreams, start stop worrying about money, and do things in a different way. And it's give freedom to everyone, like they have freedom uh, do what like some, for example, in a family, only one is earning, and let's take five of them are dependent on them. Okay. So this, if universal basic income is provided, all those family members, six family members, are independent, and they can live their own life, uh, and they can
Yeah,
work
Jan.
on their dreams.
Yeah. You were. Let's go with the point and point. So what I understood is like you're saying if their basic needs are fulfilled, they will proceed working on the big dreams or something like that. Yes, that is the point, right? So uh, you did mention this, right? So is you did mention this, like money, people are working for money. So is that, so what is the problem? Is people not really knowing what they have to do is the problem? Or I want to understand, like even if you give money, so how are they going to, so they have at least a goal to earn money. So now you're giving the money. So what is the goal they are working on? So how many percent of the population is are entrepreneurs? So I feel like I don't feel giving the money is the problem here. So I don't feel that giving a universal basic income would meet whatever reasons we are feeling it will meet.
uh, I don't think so, because for example, let me take in our lab, one student is really good at artist, like uh, she
Don't give
really,
yeah, I understand. Let us not go with the ideal examples. Let us talk with the facts. So come up with something you see, or some kind of analysis,
yeah,
because an ideal example would really go very specific, I feel. So it's okay if you can, if you want, you can proceed with that ideal example.
yeah, uh, she's an artist, like Like she draws picture very well, and she wants to do in the leisure time. Uh, but she is not doing now because she's really engaged in research work, on the task assignments, um, like deadlines, everything. So she's unable to do it. So if at all she has some universal basic income, so she will put more time into it, uh, in art, in those skills like drawing, painting, whatever it is she is interested, and she'll make sure that it is useful, it is look beautiful and useful for the society, and then earn money again. Yeah, and okay, you go ahead, Nikhil.
Can you put in one point what you're trying to mention?
Her dream is to be like she likes to do artist, like to do paintings, but she is unable to do it because of the society norms. She has to earn, so she came for a job, and doing the job, doing some research job, because of the assignments, because of the work schedules, she is completely not putting time on her artistic skills. And yeah, uh, that is what I want to convey. Yeah. So if at all there is a UBI, like universal basic income, she don't worry about her job. She can go and work on her paintings and make them beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Shawan sir, do you have any specific point in this concern, or is it different?
I was thinking of talking in in favor of universal basic income. So not like in any this particular what you're talking about.
Okay.
Do you want me to wait?
No, sir, the rules were changed because the host was late. So, uh,
Go ahead,
so
host. What are
you
the
can
rules?
join Chandananna and you can continue the debate, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
So what happens
And
is
also, chance for the audience, as Chandananna had support from Shravan sir. If any one of you wanna support Nikhilanna, please do that.
Yeah, sir. Before you go, I'll address the point Chandan mentioned, so that you can again go from the team of who is agreeing UBI. So
good.
I agree. Like you mentioned about some example of an artist, right? So universal basic income is not just for a specific group of people, like one or two. It is something we are trying to implement to universe or kind of that particular population, right? So we'll have diverse people. Like as I was mentioning earlier, there are very few entrepreneurs and many people who are working. There are few leaders and many followers. So you're talking about the few category of. I feel your point comes more into those very few percent of the population who are really excited about doing something. So I feel like that. So I think with the diversity, this particular thing
Thank you.
might actually not work, because I just read in some study, it says that in a study, uh, people reduced their work hours by 10% when they were when they started giving this basic income. So this is my point.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe Shravan sir can go ahead. No.
Why don't we think in this? Okay. Can I go? Yeah. They have reduced their time by 10%, right? So why don't we think in this way? Like, if at all universal basic income is there, for example, there is a Udemy course. So people who have this basic income, they can go and afford and put more time on the course and learn it. Maybe this way they can increase their engage in something useful activity. Because of not having money, many of them are just looking at the price there and dropping off, like not going to buy. I'm only going for freebies. That's how it is, like most of the population. And coming to, I forgot the first point. I'm unable to remember. Yeah, I'll address that as well. Sean, you can go ahead.
So this is what, I have been, if I was in my 20s, then I did not believe I always believed that you have to work. Okay. But now I'm 55 almost. So I've seen various things, I've met thousands of people now. And I've seen things which uh, cause me to think differently about money. Okay. So if you look at US or Canada, I mean, these are really cold places. They can't produce anything. You come into India, you come into Central America, even many parts of South America, you can produce like that. You just, throw a seed in the soil and it just grows. But they are poor and Canada is rich. So the models, if you look at what Canada does or even US does, they give so much money for the same. Suppose that you do the same job in India, you'll get less money. But you do this job in US, you get like 10 times more money. Isn't that a way of universal basic income? Where so now only thing what is happening is these people are taking goods from India because they can get for cheap, because they have so much money they can get cheap. So US is subsidizing by giving so much money to everyone, so that way India can suffer, but US will do good. So if India says, you know what, we will do universal basic. If you look at India, US has social security. Okay, that's one. And during pandemic time, do you know how many trillions of dollars were given to various institutions all over the country? Many people got, some people in my neighborhood got over $1 million, just like that. The schools got several millions of dollars. That's all free money that the government is giving. And US calls itself a capitalist country. Is it really capitalism when you're giving like that? So, and then you start thinking about so the system is designed, the way I see it is, the system is designed to keep the Western countries and especially America in power. It's not a equity. It's not, that, hey, we are all equal. So if we make universal basic income, every person has money So that way they don't have to go for cooking. They don't have to go for the basic needs. Now these people the chances are many of them might not even leave India. They'll say, you know what, why do I have to go somewhere else? Now they can contribute to India, and maybe the corruption will go down, because you know what is the use of corruption? Even if you want to show off that you have a car, the other person might not have a car, but you know what, they'll say, I know I'm going to be fine. I have food, clothing, and shelter. So they might not even give you any bribes anymore. They'll just say, done. You want to not sign my document? Don't sign it. I am fine anyway. So bribery might go down. So I think at least India is already getting there. India is giving a lot of free money to many groups of people. And I think continuing that, at least let us give away like US does, give lot more money. And once we have given as much money as US does, then we'll see whether that method works or not. Anyway, it's all like giving away fake money, right? It's not like anyone really has money. US doesn't have any money. It has over $30 trillion, which is 10 times the GDP of 10 years of the whole GDP of India is debt of US. So basically you're running US makes $23 trillion and spends $30 trillion. Debt of $30 trillion. And this year itself, in the last 1 month, every month, I think, I don't know how many months, I think they went up by $2 or $3 trillion. So look at those numbers. Trillions, which is India's total GDP is $3 trillion. And we are increasing our debt by, I think, $3 or $4 trillion just this year. So another thing you want to do is, with these kind of topics, these are really good for you in interviews. If you go for an interview, you can show off. Hey, I know universal basic income. I know, and you can talk in few steps. You can put it in your resume. We had a debate on universal basic income, and then be able to express what you learned in maybe 1 minute. So then, you can show off there or showcase.
Thank you, sir, for the thoughts. So Deepthi Marapalli and Surya Bhargavakka, are you taking a side or do you want to just talk?
I'm taking a side.
Which side?
Your side.
But
Against UBI. So, like
okay. Surya Bhargavakka?
Chandan side.
Okay, so as Shravan sir expressed it out, so Deepu, go ahead from our team. Yeah.
So, sir, you were telling this, right? That India is doing that. So, giving out UBI, like giving UBI. So, but yet there is corruption, right? There is corruption, and there is still corruption, right? So, how can you say that by giving an amount to every person will stop corruption? Or why can't it be like, people wanting it more, something like that? And also, I have a doubt that how giving out money like this will benefit the government, or from where is the money coming, basically? So that's my doubt, actually. So yeah, that's my point, and that's my doubt. And how is the money going to circulate if the government keeps on giving money to the people?
Yeah. So I'll just finish in one sentence. Adding to what my buddy said, I feel like when we give money, as I was mentioning on the fact, like reduction by 10% of work hours, I believe people won't come to work. So you will have a problem of you need you need work to be done, and people are not there to come and work because they have their basic needs. So this is a strong point I would like to come forward.
So yes, Nikhil Anna, very very valid point, and it's over to you, Chandan. Sorry, it's Shravan sir, Surya Bhargavi akka, and Chandan Anna. Yeah.
Can
So
I
you
go?
can
Bhargavi,
say,
you go ahead. Bhargavi, you go ahead.
So I feel like UBI is a good thing because it depends on how we take and how we spend that rupee. I feel like few people will invest that amount in shares while learning in the beginning stage. Few we can spend that amount for learning any course. It I think it will it is like a kind of support. For example, I'll tell you an example. So in the beginning of my career, I used to work in a startup. Okay, at that time my salary is 8,000 rupees per month. Okay, and it's a 2 hours travel from my office to home. And if I have to take any PG nearby office, here it's a cost like 9,000, 10,000, 12,000 rupees. So I cannot spend that amount because my salary is less and the hostel fees is more. So if I get any free amount like that, I can use that amount to take a PG nearby so that I can work more or keep that amount, spend that time in learning any other course like that. So I feel like it completely depend upon the mindset of the people. It should it should be always like a support if they take it in a proper way, because each and every rupee is important for each and everyone, right? So it completely depends on how we spend that rupee. If we are going in a wrong way, like why we need to work when we are getting a amount, then it's going to ruin our life. But when we spend that rupee in a proper way, then some kind of changes or the miracles will happen in our life. That's what I thought. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Shravan sir, do you have similar point, or
I can go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Chindan.
should I go ahead?
Okay, I will go. Okay. First, I'll address Niklanna and then Diptis. Okay. Nikla, why do even people work? So let's take everyone is getting uh, universal basic income. The human psychology is they want new things, they want technologies. For example, in the olden days, we have communication to have phone. Now it's like a iPad, iMac. Why do even people want that? Because they want to increase their productivity or something. They want some user experience. People really like to do best. That's why Apple is creating iPad, iMac, more high processor, everything. Not in the case of Apple, but also like if you take anything in any industry. For example, if you like, it's earlier it used to be bore wells. Like we used to take water from a well. Now it's like bore well, or else some just take with a switch we can have water in our tap in the kitchen. Earlier it used to be like we used to take some water down from the tap and go to the kitchen. It's a huge task and people don't like it. Now they want to do something like automatic. So they created motor, everything with all the science they know, and now it's really good and they're liking it and they really want to do even advancements in the future. That's one thing people really work. And deep deeper, this is what I feel. And uh, regarding corruption, how does corruption go? If everyone are getting money, if everyone uh, getting money, then people, why do they even take, like, everyone is having some basic income, they don't need, right? Like, when everyone is getting money, then money become less important for them. Something else will become more important. So corruption is definitely going to reduce. And another point what did they mention? Yeah, freebies. I am not clear about what she said, but okay, that's it. These are all my thoughts, and I can, yeah.
Just I want to take 1 minute. I want to explain little more about what Chandan said. Okay, uh, Chandan, you really said well. Okay, and that is, so what happens. This is what I also think about human nature. Is you say, if everyone says, oh, I'll go and just sit and watch TV. It doesn't work that way. Suddenly, because suppose say um, everyone is just watching TV and one guy is producing something new, and suddenly some other girl or some person will say, "Oh wow, you did something good." Now suddenly he's important. So people tend to always do something. It is, you cannot, there will be unless until you are very depressed or something like that, we tend to go and we tend to create stories. We want to create stories. So if suppose say you like take Surya Bhargavi or say Rachna. If Rachna knows she has a universal basic income, think about how easy it will be for her. Think about all the girls, especially in the rural villages, how, they'll say, oh, I have universal basic income. Now I can go anywhere in India and live and work there. So you're giving them freedom to move. They're not stuck there. They're not stuck by some people who are, the village elders or the rich people in those villages controlling their lives. So, yeah, I'm going to stop there.
Yes, Nikhil, please go ahead.
Yeah, very good points. And I as I left few messages in the group. So Bhargavi Akka, your point of each individual has different way of put investing money, right? So this makes me think, like, is the mindset the problem or money the problem? So if you give the basic money, is it going to solve it, or so that is one question I just got. So are we really addressing the problem with the UBI? And then Chandan, you talked about they want technology, right? Yes, we want new technologies and everything. So you're giving money to them. They want to sit and they want technology. So who are going to work? Who are going to come forward to work? And the same as Shraman sir was mentioning. So I think that is one of the points I felt. And you did mention about this. Everyone will meet the basic income. So corruption, regarding the corruption, you said why people will ask for money when they have basic needs. So what I feel is, like, for now there are schemes and everything which will meet your basic needs like food, shelter, and everything. So the main main challenge I feel is like people going for the wants rather than for the needs. So that is where corruption is coming in. I think so. I again feel, even though you give the basic income, people want more money to buy a car, to buy few more houses or anything like that. So I think this might not just be a model which will address the main problem. I think the mindset can be a problem. So, buddy, you add something.
Like what I am thinking is, let's stick to the facts maybe, because something like I was telling before, if the government keeps giving money, the spending of the government will increase. So from where is the money going to come? What happens to the money? Like we can't just keep on giving money, right? Like people keep spending it when we give it, and there won't be proper circulation of money, if is what I feel. So yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, that brings
Very good. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one point. That brings up to the point of saying that what will drive people if we give UBI?
So can you go ahead?
Yeah,
Yes,
let
yes.
me. So the only thing I'm going to say to you, Marpali, which is a really good question you're asking. I mean, really, really good question. So why is everyone coming to US when it is the most in-debt country? So they're just giving money which they don't have. Nikhil is there, Triveni is there, all of them are there. They're giving money to them which they don't have. So if they can do it, why can't we do? Why can't India do it? It's a, you know what, we'll also give. So you are right. There is no accountability on where the money is coming from and who started this. It's US who started it. US said, I'll mint as much money as I want, and you all have to accept it. That's where it started. So now, since we are going to play that game, let us play that game, and we'll make every Indian, saying, you know what, we'll take care of your food, clothes, and shelter. Then maybe maybe the question which you're asking, the accountability for money will come. Just a thought, okay?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Very well said. And when we give money, people start spending. At least this way, uh, companies get profit, government get taxes, people get benefited, and money gets circulated. Uh, uh, this how it happens. If they don't have money, nothing goes, and everyone feels like they have to get money. Yeah, in that way. And if you see, like, as government is giving so many freebies, there is a lot of economic boost in the country as well. People are trying to spend. That's how it has been now, and it should, like,
This is exactly what is happening, Chandan. Chandan, you nailed the point. That is exactly what is happening all around the world. That is the model. So they just give money. So even like Sweden has a negative tax rate. So they say you take a loan of 100 rupees, you give back only 99 rupees back to them after a year. Is they just are giving money so that the infrastructure gets built and the money gets circulated. So the more money you give, so that is the concept right now. Is the more money we give, the more money will get circulated. That's what everyone in the world is doing. Very well said. I think that few sentences you said, Chandan, I think you really need to put together a small Instagram video or something on that. The sentences which you said, write it down, and say those sentences and create an Instagram video and put that as a link in your resume.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the idea.
So, yes, sir, you
One
said
second.
very true.
Yeah, and other point, like again, the why do people work when there is a freebase? Uh, uh, People don't settle for like what they have. They go for something more. So they eventually start working. This is what I feel, and people already don't uh, like having bad, like for example, if there is a small let us take a big convention hall. Let's take poor convention hall and some highly good equipmented, like highly we feel experience. Hurray, how beautiful it is, that convention hall. So people really want to experience that, uh, experience the good, the more like more facilities one than the uh, poor one, right? So they automatically start working for those, and people want that. People really don't like the past ones, like which are really outdated ones. They really go for new. People, humans are really interested in new stuff. That's why uh, everyone, most of them are just scrolling YouTube, Shorts, Instagram, all those happens. Uh, so yeah, this is what I feel like. People do something definitely. Maybe sometimes they'll stop for a while, at least a year, but they again come and work and do something. Uh, do something. Uh, they get their own way, because it is that, like, because when we see others, like we are like we want to be have such superficial life, something like that, I feel.
So yes, Chanana, your points are really good. Like they are giving an edge for CBI. I mean UBI. Sorry. So let us listen to the opponent team what they have to say. Niklanna, it's your turn.
Chandan, can you put the points in like very short? I did not clearly understand it. It was very.
Yes, Anna.
The first point about
Mm.
yeah, the
People
first
don't like the old system. They want the new systems to be created. So that's the way they will work.
And also another important point was like if you give more money, people start spending more money, and that's how the money gets circulated and the money gets created. So, do you have anything to say about it?
I did not
These
clearly
points
understand. Like,
seeming to be so convincing for me, like towards UBI.
so okay, so the point is, if we get more money, we spend more money. Money gets circulated. So what happens?
People get.
That's how all
the
these things
the
get
need
created,
for
Kadra. Go ahead.
the need for money gets created, and then money gets created.
Very confusing actually.
Suppose say you spend
Yeah,
10 crores. Suppose say you spend 10 crores, Nikhil. You have 100 crores. When you have 100 crores, you'll say, I'll spend 10 crores. No problem. Okay. Now you'll say, oh, okay, I have 10 crores. I'll go to a shop and buy 10 lakhs worth of clothes. Now the clothes guy will say, oh my God, Nikhil bought 10 lakhs worth of clothes. I only had, 20 lakhs worth of clothes in my store. He bought 50% of my clothes. Now I'll go and get 20 more lakhs of clothes, because now bank will say, oh, you sold 50% of your things in one day. Okay, I'll give you more loan. Now he'll go and get 20 more lakhs worth of this thing. Now he has 30 lakhs worth of inventory. And now this guy who, the clothes vendor will say, oh my God, I made so much money. He will take his wife and kids and everyone to a movie, and he will buy, spend as much money as possible. He'll say, oh, I'm so rich today. So he'll spend. So now the people there, he'll buy the best tickets. He will buy all the snacks, everything. Now the theater owner will say, hey, my, theater is getting filled up. Maybe I can raise the prices now, because anyway it's getting filled up. So he'll raise the prices of that. He'll raise the prices of his snacks. Anyway, everyone is buying it. So he is making more money. Now he says, I have more money. What do I do? He will say, he'll then go and say, you know what? Let me build a second building, which I can rent it out. Now you see how the money is flowing. So this is how US market works, by the way. The only thing US does better than India is the corruption is not there. Corruption is not there in the middle class. The corruption in US is all in the upper class. It is like the materially safety, like all the middle class people, the lower middle class people here have enough food, enough everything to live by. But they can't get, but if they want to steal, they have to get into big power. Like they have to be a senator. Like a senator just got indicted. He had all kinds of what do you call, gold and cash and everything. He New Jersey senator just was so when you, and even Hunter Biden, Biden's own son, was making millions of dollars per month, even though he had no skills. So that is something you can do in US once you get to that level. But so this is the only difference. If India is able to have the same middle class with no corruption, and why not try a new idea? Obviously, the old ideas are not working. Why not try the UBI idea and see? What can you lose? Nothing. Anyway, we are quite poor country. So trying a new idea when you have nothing to lose is better than, if America tries a new idea. It can be a bad thing, because they are the most powerful country. They might lose all their power, but India is nowhere. So India can say, hey, let's try this out.
So yes, sir, very true. Let us end the debate here and open for the questions from the audience after listening to Nikhilanna's point. Yes, Nikhilanna.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for those thoughts. So when I try to, I'm getting more, many questions. This is really good debate. So for me, I'm kind of seeing, like, I feel UBI is coming up with to address the poverty. So I'm trying to see, like, whether UBI can actually address the poverty or create more problems. And so if mindset is the problem, should it be addressed with the UBI? Or so these are a couple of my questions, and I more kind of believe that any UBI thought which is coming in, they yeah. So I feel like it might not really address completely the problem. Chandu, do you
Nikhil,
think?
are you done?
Done.
So, open for audience. Audience, if you have any question to ask either of the teams, please go ahead. Triveni Akka, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I have a question to Chandan's team. And to Shravan sir. Like, sir, you're telling US is implementing UBI, but is it implementing completely? I do not see. I mean, according to as per my knowledge, I do not know of any country that is fully implementing UBI. Because we need to know the facts before we implement anything, right? Suppose if we want to implement something, we always look at the facts and all those things and the previous data, right? Do we have enough data to prove that this would work? I mean, just a question. I do not know. Like, I just want to know.
Triveni, good question. But suppose say you
Sir,
suppose say
I
you
just
have
want, sir, I just want to add one point. Triveni, I think UBI has not been implemented in any country. I guess it is just an idea being considered. So I just want
that's
to
what
clear this.
she's saying is why not, why, because I'm saying we should implement UBI in India, right? So she's saying how can you implement UBI when no other country has implemented it?
Triveni, is that the question?
Yeah. No other company, or like we have no evidence.
No other country has implemented it.
Yeah. Like no evidence of getting implemented. Yeah, that's what
Yes,
it's like. No other company.
that's what she. So UBI is being now. First of all, if you go to any of the Western countries, okay, socialist countries, right? They're all socialist countries. To a greater extent, they are almost very close to UBI, very close. There is a social safety net for them. It is free education all the way till university. They have free healthcare. So there is they might not get as much money for basic living, but there is also disability income. If suppose you are disabled, there is something called social security income, something like that in almost every country in the Western states. So there is a very close to universal basic income in almost all these Western countries. That's why I really think they have the time to think, because they don't have to struggle to make ends meet. And so that's one reason. So it's very close, is already there. So now India can just say, hey, you guys have already done it. So I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to, and Switzerland is just passed a referendum on that, and they were supposed to get, if you get 30% or 40%, it would have gone to it would have gone for voting, but they didn't receive the minimum that is needed. So they were very close. I think it's going to happen in Switzerland probably in the next 10 years or so. So so what I'm saying is, so that's one reason we are very close. And the second reason is, when you have nothing to lose, you can take big risks. So if you look at when we were colonized by the British, the more poorer we became, the more we said, you know what, we don't care. We are going to go and kill we'll go and kill the Britishers. It doesn't matter because you're anyway dead. You don't have anything to live for. You are brutally. So India is now slightly coming out of it, but India is way, way behind in many areas. So giving the young people like you all the freedom to go and do whatever you want helps create a different society. And I believe it will be a better society. I'm already seeing your generation is thinking in a revolutionary way, is questioning, is uh, is being stronger. And if you give them, if I said to Sangeeta, with all the mindset she has, with everything she has, and I say, Sangeeta, you have universal basic income. You can go anywhere in India. You can go to Kashmir, you can go to Kerala, you can go to Mumbai, you can go to Calcutta, you can go to Kolkata. Anywhere you go, you stay, there is universal basic income. I think Sangeeta is going to, no, I don't think Sangeeta is going to become lazy. I think Sangeeta will say, oh my God, this is fantastic. I'm just going to go. I'll go and stay and, see what the Bengalis are thinking. I'm going to go and see what the Kashmiris are thinking. I'm going to go and see what the Malayalis are thinking. So you're just going to go and see all these places. So I think it really helps India. So sometimes we have to be the pioneers. And the people who are the pioneers are usually the people who who are willing to lose everything because they don't have to worry about losing anything. So that's why I tell my children also, as soon as you get to a certain income, try to become zero again and then try again. Otherwise, if you have a lot of money, you will think about saving money. You'll think, oh, I don't want to take a risk. I don't want to take a risk. So I hope I addressed your question a little bit, Triveni. That is, one is, there is already many countries who are very close to universal basic income. And the second is, India has nothing to lose.
Yes, yes. Actually, I agree a lot with the second point, sir. And coming to the first point, I mean, I have few questions about it because India also does all those kind of things, like we have free medical, I mean, like we have government hospitals where we can get the free medical, I mean, like free medical experience, and we have the government schools where we can get. But the point is that, are you talking about in the quality sense, like though the Western countries are providing all these kind of things freely, like they are maintaining the quality and India is not maintaining the quality? Is that why?
Yeah,
There
I
is a
mean,
difference.
there shouldn't be private schools. There shouldn't
Okay,
be private hospitals.
got it, got it.
You
Okay.
have to just take them out. If you take them out, even the rich people have to come to government hospitals, right? So now the government hospitals are going to become good again, and the prime minister has to come to a government hospital. So immediately everything is going to become good again. Their children have to come to government schools. So yeah, exactly. That is what you're supposed to do: is take away the private sector in certain places like education and healthcare.
Okay, I get you. I get you. Now it clears me more because I was also thinking that we have everything. Why not? Why not?
Yes.
It's the same. Like now I get you. Thank you.
Yeah, because the private industry knows how to sell. They will give you, if you are, even if you don't need, if you have one refrigerator, they know how to sell you 5 refrigerators. You don't even need that, but they'll make you feel like you need 5. So that's why I'm not against private because I am a capitalist myself. But what I feel is if there is a universal basic income, and then above that, capitalism should be there. So so every human has this basic material support, and then like Nikhil is saying about the emotional or the learning mindset, that mindset has to be provided on top of it. Then it will be good.
Yes, yes, yes. That makes more sense. Thank you so much.
Sangi, are you there? Okay. Yeah, maybe we passed the time. So I just want to put some one point and just leave the discussion here. Maybe we can discuss in the next debate. Like, I feel like, oh, yes, sir.
You say it, I'll end the call. Okay?
Okay.
After you.
Okay. Yeah. So the debate is done, right? So I as an audience, I want to bring this thought. Like, I feel India was really good earlier with its own systems, and now when it is into the global play, it might have to play the global game or something like that. So UBI actually brings this thought to me that so it can be different for different countries, something like that, I feel. And India can actually see from like can actually employ some of the points of UBI, and I do think it is already doing it. So I think we need some new economical model or something like that. So to really bring back the people together and really work on the core values. Whenever I see or hear the stories of earlier time, I feel like in a village, people used to actually live happily with what they are doing. So I feel to bring that back, what kind of economic model, of what models we can bring is something I am thinking of. And I believe our Top Life model and our Top City would bring such key prototype models which India can implement soon, maybe. Yeah. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for listening. And it was a really good discussion and debate.
So I just want to say, first of all, this was a very good question. This was a very good debate. So, we are starting this debating just now. 1 year from now, 2 years from now, if we can continue this debate, we will become really good at presenting our points. So look at this as a starting point of your journey. It is never about convincing other people. Don't do that, because that is the worst thing you can ever do. Is it you present your thoughts, be respectful to other people, and you move on. The other person might change, might not change. It doesn't matter. Even if they choose to change, it is usually going to happen 5, 10, 15 years in the future. People don't change their ideas quickly. So this debate gives you these debates help you to listen to other people's opinions and to present your opinion in a respectful way. So we are still, in a very initial stages. But if we can do this better and better and better, it will be, you will enjoy interacting with the community with, along your journey of life. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Sean, sir. Thank you, Dipu. Thank you, Surya Bhargava, for actively participating in